Hi guys, it's just no one here. So considering how well the views are doing, to be honest, on my Oblivion mods video, I figured why not do a Morrowind mods video. I know there's a lot of Advent Morrowind fans out there. I honestly only played it for like maybe 5-10 minutes tops, and I gave up. It was harsh, unforgiving, and certainly no hand-holding mechanics like a lot of the more future games. So yeah, I didn't get very far. I'm not that knowledgeable in it. So I kind of just found mods that more or less just said Morrowind in the name. Might be a little lazy, but again, I don't really know. I'm kind of going off modders that I assume played Morrowind certainly a lot more than I did. And then they tried to implement Morrowind themes and stuff into Skyrim. So yeah, we're gonna look at some mods from Morrowind. So the first one up here is the music that you're listening. This is Music of Tamriel. It basically just makes it to where the Dragonborn Solstheim music is played throughout all music, whether you're in Skyrim or Solstheim. Brought bound armor back because I just feel like it's something that should have never been taken out of Skyrim, especially in place of mage armor. I kind of just still have that in there, but it's a good mod. Highly recommend Magical College Woodhold. Morrowind imports. This is going to change Branch A, Revan Sodri, and the new Guinness Corner Club to have Solstheim related stuff, therefore Morrowind related stuff. Especially Branch A. He always talks, about having Morrowind stuff, but he doesn't really have Morrowind stuff, or at least not very much. Imports from Morrowind. It's going to make, I'm pretty for sure, the merchant that has the Siltstrider in Solstheim near Tel Mithryn, he's going to have stuff from Morrowind. But be aware that this stuff is going to be pretty pricey, as I guess Morrowind was a pretty pricey game when it came to bartering. So, he didn't make it crazy, but he still made it to where pretty much all the most expensive items that were from Morrowind are going to be around at least 5,000, which is the price of Whiterun Home. Still pretty pricey. So I hope they're worth it. Speaking of which, this is going to make all of the barter system and like all the items actually have a bit more worth, where it makes a lot more sense. And it also might change around what vendors have in general. For instance, alchemists, blacksmiths, mages. And it's just, going to make things far more expensive. So, I recommend that. Then, much like the Oblivion mods video, there was a lot of artifacts that could be implemented into Skyrim in some fashion or another, and that's precisely what we're about to go over. I'm probably going to say this a little wrong. Gamble Putty? I guess that's right. Bone Biter Bow of Sol Cinepole? Again, not sure if I said that right. Ancestor's Ring. Oh my god, A Sleeps Ring? Blue Dev's Ring. Gauntlets of the Horny Fist. Ice Blade of the Monarch. Bandhammer. Sheogorath's Signet Ring. Ring of Vampire's Kiss. Bow of Shadows. Again, why would I not put this in here? I had to throw it in there for Oblivion. It was just a badass bow. Velof's Judgment. And finally, we're getting out of the artifacts. So this is called Skyrim's Magic System Completed. It's basically going to bring back more of like a potion system and more spells and stuff that were more in tune with even Oblivion, but I feel more so with Morrowind. For instance, now, if you really wanted to roleplay of a alchemist, you could actually make a potion of Flame Cloak to help you in combat and not have to actually cast Flame Cloak. Just shit like that. Or a spell of weakness to fire, so you can actually make an enemy weak to fire and then, use fire on them. Or the Flame Cloak, that you got from your potion. So that's basically what it does. It's going to add some more spells, some more alchemy options that were in past games. Now this is called TLS Morrowind-like spell failure. Now it's going to do a lot more than just a spell failure system, but there is going to be that implemented in. There's a lot here, like a lot, honestly, that I probably ain't going to sit here and read over, so I highly recommend you read over it. It probably will conflict with some magic mods you have, so I would definitely read over it for that fact, in case you want to try to mix it with some other mods. Might conflict. It'll make some pretty drastic changes to magic. Some of it's kind of cool, like having spells like flame spells and the healing spell, the ones you get at the beginning of the game, are infinite. However, when it gets to the other ones, you'll have a chance of spell failure, which like a little just poof of smoke basically will show up on enemies and it won't do nothing, symbolizing that you failed the spell. Things like summons, like Flame Atronach, will actually cost you mana per second, so you can only have it out as long as your mana, your magicka, will actually last. Except I guess Familiar, it's free and can be out forever, so I guess Bretons will kind of have a good advantage at the beginning of the game. And yeah, it does a lot of things. You'll just have to really look it over. But it would definitely tweak the magic system, and I assume it's going to be more like Morrowind. Now this one, I did not actually know this was a feature in Morrowind, but that's quite scary. But I feel like they worked it around a bit better in Morrowind, to where in the more future-related games like Oblivion and Skyrim, they pretty much just had to make NPCs essential. Maybe they didn't have to, but probably would have been wise, because quests can easily be broken, and in some cases your game might even just take a shit and crash because it can't handle not having the NPC and the quest go functioning correctly. But all the NPCs that are essential for quests or whatever reason, except children, ghosts, and NPCs that might just be like a limited time. I would say a good example of that would be like the Stygic Order monk and the Mages Guild, I was going to say, the College of Winterhold. That's probably an example of like a limited time NPC that can't die. And of course you can't kill children still. I know, it's a bummer. Fucking brave. And ghosts, which I don't really know any ghost that's essential, to be honest, but I don't know, maybe I just never tried to kill certain ghosts. But anyway, this does mean though that you have a chance of breaking your game. So if you really want to kill an NPC that's essential for a quest, let's say Delphine and Esbern, you should work with them and use them up to the point where I'd say like Delphine tells you you need to go kill Parthenax. Okay, bitch, now it's time to die, and I have no reason to keep you around anymore. Good example of killing essential NPCs that would be fine and not break anything. However, like, I don't know, killing Jarl Balgruuf, or I don't know, just somebody that you're definitely going to need around for a quest, and killing them is just most likely going to fuck things up, and again, in some cases, might just completely crash a game. So, as it says, use at your own risk, because it's not quite built like Morrowind. You're just gonna fuck yourself over if you kill the wrong NPC that you may have actually needed or wanted at some point. Original race heights, Morrowind. It's going to give you race height changes that I guess go more in tune with the past games. I know that Skyrim doesn't really differentiate with the races heights. Even Oblivion did pretty better job at that. However, I will warn you of my experience with messing with race height mods. I guess just for the due fact that they touch on races at all, it will basically mess with anything else that you have as a mod that messes with races. And I do mean like pretty much anything. Like, I'm kind of worried about this one messing up, to be honest. Because it's just really weird why any mod that touches on race is always gotta mess with height mods. But I would just warn you on that. If it messes with races, it could either overwrite the height mod, or the height mod could overwrite it, or you could maybe kind of get a weird amalgamation of both, but one or the other is going to fuck up in some way. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why it is. I don't really know much about modding and coding and all that jazz, so just a warning. this might not even work with it, really. I'm not sure. But all this is going to do, it's going to revert all your skill levels at 5 instead of 15. And it doesn't affect your race skill levels, so some might be at 10 and some still might be at 15 if it's a plus 10 skill that your race has. It's a very small change, and I like the race height change. If you're fine with Skyrim's vanilla heights, then I wouldn't bother with it. But otherwise, it's there. Well, looks like that's it. So, yeah, that's my Morrowind video here. If you guys find any of this useful, it brings you back to the Morrowind days, well, I hope you guys find it, and I hope you guys enjoy. I might try to do a magic mod video in the next video. Maybe. I've been looking at some. I feel like some Harry Potter fans might like some of the new magic mods I found. But it'll be good for magic fans in general, just to improve magic. With that, guys, till next time, peace out.